Round one, we've got the choice. We're going to play first. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is definitely a keepable hand. A lot of good, actually a pretty good aggressive start for our deck. Got a ghost swamp going on here. So I guess we start off with the Generator Servant. Although, yeah, I think we do actually, because the Bronze Sable enables our Scrapyard Mongrel, so might be better later. Ooh, I could go Torch Fiend too, but I think we're taking them. I mean, Servant ramps. You want them out early, right? Blue-red. Interesting. I would have liked to have played Scudder this turn, but that's alright. Guess we'll... I mean, I could have sacked the Servant and gotten him out, but I think because I've got the other 2 drops, that seems a lot less good. So get in for 2, go ahead and slam our Torch Fiend, and then we'll pass. Alright. Generator Servant of his own. Uh-oh. Missing more land drops, huh? Guess we'll get in there. And then we'll drop our Sable. Oh, he's got an he's got the Juggernaut next turn. Okay. That makes sense. Or Curd Chieftain. Let's drop the Scudder here. And we'll pass. I'm debating blocking with the Bronze Sable, and if he wants to trample over, at least he has to tap out. So I think I am going to block with the Bronze Sable. I want to get a little life preservation going on. And he's probably got a follow-up that can block my Sable anyway, so if he wants to pay 5, more power to him. Alright, he doesn't. So preventing 4 damage actually seems more important right now. Since I imagine he has a follow-up play. Alright, that's no biggie. Alright, here's a land. Alright, let's slam our Paragon here. Well, how much mana do I have potentially? 6? With the... Oh, I see what I could do. So I could use the... I don't know if I like that, though. I was going to say I could use the Generator Servant to get power out our 2/3 drops. Then neither of them can really attack. Could leave... Well... Alright, here's what we do. I think we actually play the Slyblade. The reason that we're playing a Slide Blade is it's got the hexproof, and it's going to turn off the Curd Chieftain next turn if we leave that mana up, and at least we're bashing it with the Necrogen Scudder, so I think I can get on board with that. Actually, let's swing with the Servant too. Alright. Not too shabby. Alright, no blocks yet. Gonna take it. Alright, bouncing the Belligerent Sliver, I bet. Alright. Alright. It's not a huge deal yet. Let's think here. So, I've got the Slide Blade potentially with the thing for the damage. Just not quite beating him down fast enough is the major issue right now. I can't really play the Paragon too much since then I can't do the First Strike Death Touch, so he beats back too much. Got 6 mana. I don't have anything cheap enough. Really. Let's just swing with the Scudder, I guess. And leave up the Slide Blade to block the Chieftain. Or anything, I guess. I think that's the plan. Try and utilize our hexproof and bash in overhead. I mean, the nice thing is he can't tap down the Slide Blade, so... Or he can't interact with the Slide Blade. But then again, I have to leave all my mana open, which is a bit of an issue, but we'll see. We shall see. Alright. It's tolerable. Let's see what his plan is. Close to lethal with the Shadow Cloak Vamp. Coming in hasty. Flying overhead. I don't think he's got a good solid attack here though. That's surprising. So I think we block the Curd Chieftain. He could potentially deal what? 6 to us, that's it. It's not bad. It's not great either. Well, he tapped 2 mana, so I guess I have to assume he's got the Lightning Strike, unfortunately. But he's got to wait till his Slyblade resolves its ability before he can do it. But it would appear that we're probably going to lose this match because of that. Or, excuse me, lose this game because of that. The match is yet to be over. But, yeah, if he's tapping 2 mana, I have to presume he's got a removal spell, which means I'm going to take 6 damage, which means I'm going to go to 5 and be left with a team that's not all that impressive, and he's going to untap with Curd Chieftain, which is too much for me to deal with. So I don't think that we can win once he kills his Slyblade, if he ever figures out how to do it. Yeah, I'm sure there's some of you right now that are saying I should go in the chat and tell him to do it, but I'm not going to. That's not how it works. He's got to figure that out. He's got to figure that out on his own. I don't know why he didn't just... If he had the burn, he should have done it. Alright. So... So I guess I could play the Paragon, attack with everything, and it threatens lethal, but then he can crack back for lethal. I can play the Paragon, and yeah, that actually kind of works. Guess if he has a burn spell, I'm going to die, but otherwise I've got 7 mana. So I could cheat out the Assistant, give it haste, then play Paragon. He blocks one of the big dudes. He does not take lethal. He only takes 7. Just can't quite get there with the lethal, can I? Can play the Miner's Bane, but then I can't use his ability, which means that I can't trample over. It does force him to block, but he still cracks back with 5. Maybe that's still the best bet since it forces him to block with the Paragon. Then he only takes 5. This is tough. Could just play the Shadowcloak Vamp, then just attack with the Scudder. I could play the Paragon and just attack with the Scudder, put him on the 2-turn clock, but I've got to defend. I can only get in for 7 flying if I cheat out the Shadowcloak Vamp, which is not lethal. He can still block my ground guy, and he will. Guess we can play the Paragon since it puts him on a 2-turn clock. I'd have to attack with the whole team to threaten lethal, which doesn't seem worth it, so just getting in with the Scudder. I'm not going to be able to block this Sliver, but alright, so let's do the wisest blocks here, which would be Servant on Paragon, Slyblade on Invasive Species. Alright. Alright, close game, but did not quite get there. Alright, so game 2, what have I got? Anything for sideboard? That doesn't do anything. I don't think Mongrel's all that good. He's good. I don't think we got anything. I think we just try it again. Okay, we'll play first again. Yeah, we can keep that. Unfortunately, Miner's Bane's a lot worse against our opponent since we already know he's got Lightning Strike. It's going to make the Generator Servant into Miner's Bane play much more dangerous. But maybe it's not necessary, so I guess we'll find out. Oh, that's too bad. Good value had by our opponent there, unfortunately for us. Alright, that's no biggie. I would definitely trade a Witch's Familiar for a Belligerent Sliver if he chooses to double block. So I guess we'll swing. And we'll drop his Offshade. If he burns a Lightning Strike on it, at least we can follow up with a Miner's Bane eventually. Yep, gotta take it. Alright. It's not a huge deal. That was a good draw. Alright, so we'll attack with this Offshade only. Because I think we want the Familiar to trade with the Rough Rider since the Rough Rider deals more damage. Then next turn I guess we can bust out the Miner's Bane. But I think it's just one of those things that's going to have to eat a Lightning Strike, unfortunately. We're going to have to trade our 6-drop for a Lightning Strike, or I guess at the very least force him to have it. If he uses it here, it's okay. Ew. That's pretty good. Alright, this is an easy trade with the Rough Rider. Okay, he doesn't want to make that trade. Oh, he does. Can't decide. Yeah, that's what we left him back for, because that thing does more damage to us than we can do to him with our Witch's Familiar, so that does actually make sense. Gonna go for the Miner's Bane here. Hope he doesn't have the Lightning Strike. If he does, at least he's missing his land, so it's gonna take quite a bit of his resources to kill it. Otherwise I would have had to leave the mana open to protect my Zoffshade from the Inferno Fist, and I'm not really feeling that. obviously taking it. If we blocked the Forge Devil, he would have been able to Inferno Fist our Miner's Bane. Alright, Kurd Chieftain I can handle. Doesn't have the green source yet either, which is nice. That's actually nice too. Yeah, so now we can double pump the Zoff Shade. I think we just swing team. He doesn't really have a good block. I think we just lose to Lightning Strike regardless, but what can you do? Alright, so we're trampling over. Now I can pump this dude. And we'll get in for what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I bet we're one short, aren't we? Probably one short is my guess. Yeah, it's what I guess. Hope we don't lose to a Lightning Strike. If we do, whatever. Go to round 2. Yep, that's game. Alright, well, I tried. Couldn't get there. So we'll see you round 2. This looks like the guy that we were competing with red for, which is unfortunate, but that's alright. Disappointing loss, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it 1,000 times. Whatever. It's Swiss, so we get to go to round 2.